大家好，欢迎你们看今天的 Learn with John 雅思直播口语课。所以我们现在只有几个人，然后我希望晚一点会有更多人过来，所以我们等其他人过来的时候，我一直喜欢在每一节课的前几分钟就谈论我的一些关于外语学习的想法。今天要谈论的事情就是我为什么觉得依靠雅思教材来准备雅思只有缺点，没有什么优点。然后有很重要的两个缺点。所以我的想法就是，一般来说，有两种每个学生应该用的教材，一个就是教材，一个就是你在书店里可以看到的。如果你去书店，然后你想学习法语，你可以去书店里的外语书部门，然后你会看很多，就是为了教外国人法语的课本，所以那就是教材。在一开始学习一门新的语言的时候，我们必须用教材。我们不能用母语级别的内容，那个时候，因为会有太多我们不懂的地方，所以在开始学习一门新的外语，我们必须用教材。然后，所以那就是第一种，我推荐的教材就是普通的，专门为了教学生外语的教材。所以在一段时间内，我们必须用那样的东西。然后过了那一段时间以后，我们应该从用教材学习外语换到用母语级别的内容学习外语。所以母语级别的内容，如果你已经关注我微信公众号，你应该知道母语级别的内容就是电影、电视剧、TED 演讲，那就是一般来说是英语的，YouTube 视频、新闻、播客广播，很多其他的就是母语人会看、听和读的内容。所以我们学习外语的大多数时候应该用母语级别的内容。我们唯一应该用教材的阶段，就是在开始学习一门新的外语的也许前半年左右。然后我的意见一直是，如果你雅思听力和阅读水平已经有6分的话，那你不应该再用教材，或者你应该很少用教材，你应该在花费绝大部分你所用来学习英语的时间在学习母语级别的内容。但是母语级别的内容有一个缺点，那就是很难。一开始用的时候会觉得很难。比如说一开始看外语新闻的时候，会有很多看不懂的地方。一开始听母语级别的播客广播的时候，会有很多听不懂的地方。所以那就是母语级别内容的缺点，是很难，特别是一开始的时候。然后所以因为很难，有很多人在很长时间内继续用教材，所以他们继续用课本和有很多练习题的语法书和不同类型的教材。所以教材的优点就是很容易，相对容易，任何人可以用外语教材，然后大概可以理解是什么意思，因为很多时候会有你自己的母语的解说和翻译，所以那就是教材的优点，是很容易。但是教材的缺点就是很无聊。然后那就是母语级别内容的优点，母语级别内容就是很有意思，我们用母语级别的内容，学习的时候，然后如果可以理解我们听和读和看的事情，就是很有意思。一般来说，所以我们有教材，我们也有母语级别内容。教材的优点是很容易，教材的缺点是很无聊。母语级别的内容是第二个，优点就是很有意思、很有趣，缺点是很难。然后还有另外一种教材，就是 专门准备考试的教材，就是雅思教材或者托福教材或者其他的。然后在我看来，这样东西，这样教材没有任何优点，因为它基本上跟普通的教材一样无聊，但是它差不多跟母语级别的内容一样难，所以只有两个缺点，就是很难也很无聊。所以我觉得一般来说我们不应该用。你要准备考试的话，不要用专门来准备考试的教材。你可以用，但是不要花费太多时间用，不要依靠雅思教材来准备雅思。如果你要拿到一个高的分数的话，你应该依靠母语人会听和看和读的内容，因为通过习惯到用那样的内容，习惯到可以理解那样内容的程度，你的英语会有很大的进步，你的听力会很好，你的阅读会很好，然后只要你偶尔也跟母语人练习口语，你的口语也会很好，然后只要你偶尔练习一下写作，然后让母语人批改你的写作，你的写作也会很好。所以雅思教材没有什么特别的优点，但是有很重要的两个缺点，很无聊也很难，所以那就是我推荐准备雅思的人不要太依靠雅思教材的原因。OK， 我们已经有10多个人，所以大概可以开始练习英语。就像每一节课一样，今天一开始的时候有一个小的挑战，然后今天的挑战就是一个翻译挑战。然后这个就是跟我们今天要练习的 Part 1，有关系。所以我给大家发一个中文句子，一句中文，然后很明显你要把这一句话翻译成英文。所以这就是我已经发了，就是他半夜1点半才下班。所以在英语如何说那一句话？他半夜1点半才下班。在讲话的时候，想表达这样意思的大部分学生都犯同样的错误。所以 Julia 写了一句话，然后那句话没问题 Julia，但是你没有特别翻译半夜，因为句子就是半夜1点半，所以你翻译的就是他1点半1点半才下班，所以那个半夜，你加了那个 AM，所以大概也翻译的准确，但是不是我想知道你们会怎么把那个半夜翻译成英文。还有另外一个学生，she finished the work until nope，sorry Ruby nope can't get out of the work until no，所以原来那个 Sherry 的no Julie 不会是 Julia， Julia 的翻译是对的，但是你没有特别翻译了那个半夜，所以不是100%准确。然后其他的所有翻译都有错。所以 Sherry Sherry 你也没有正确的翻译那个半夜，所以基本上每个人都在犯同样的一个错误。我再给你们一段时间，也许30秒钟左右。OK， Coulson， 不错，但是我们不可以说 at the middle of night， 我们所以也不太对。所以我给大家发一些正确的翻译。所以 我们可以说 She got off work at 1:30 at night， 所以那个就是最准确的翻译那一句话的半夜，at night，所以不是像很多人说 at midnight，或者 at the midnight，或者 at the middle of the night， 就是 at night 1:30 at night， 所以半夜1点钟就是 1 o'clock at night， 半夜2点钟就是 2 o'clock at night。我们也可以写，就像Julia 写的一样 ，She doesn't get off work until 1:30 a.m. 那也不错，那也可以，但是没有特别翻译那个半夜那一部分。我们也可以说 She didn't get off work until half one at night， until half one at night。所以我已经说了，在说话的时候，在表达半夜那个意思的时候，几乎所有学生都犯同样的错误，那就是他们把半夜翻译成 midnight， 然后半夜有时候有 midnight 的意思，但是还有很多时候，大部分时候没有 midnight 的意思，因为 midnight 和半夜英文的 midnight 和中文的半夜有区别。英文的 midnight 就是12点钟，半夜12点钟，那才是英语的 midnight， 所以 12 midnight。如果我们说 at midnight， 那个意思就是半夜12点钟。然后，所以中文的半夜在英语有另外一个意思，那就是如果你用半夜来谈到，比如说晚上11点钟到上午4点钟那个时段，那不是 midnight， 因为我刚刚说了，就是 midnight 只是半夜是12点钟，那1分钟或者那1秒钟的时间才是 midnight。然后那个时段比如说从11点到4点，那个时段是 at night or nighttime or in the middle of the night， 有不同说法，也许最好就是 in the middle of the night。所以for example， I got a phone call in the middle of the night。 I got a phone call in the middle of the night， 就是我半夜说了一个电话，或者半夜有一个人给我打电话。所以你们要记住的就是，很多时候半夜不是 midnight， 半夜12点钟才是 midnight， 才是英语的 midnight。然后如果你要谈论那段时间，就是如果已经说11点钟到4点钟，那就是 at night 或者 nighttime，或者 the middle of the night。 OK， 所以没有人特别正确翻译那一句话。OK， 所以然后 Alice 问 late night， late night 也可以，或者 late at night， 所以某一件事情发生，就是 something happened late at night， it happened late at night， or I got a phone call late at night， 那也可以。All right， 所以我们开始讲英语吧。So today's part 1 is all about staying up late. So it's related to this topic. So nobody really, let's see, I think it was, who was it? Julia. Julia was the closest one to get in this translation correct. So I'm going to go to Julia first. So Julia, you can answer these part 1 questions. Hello.
Hi.
Some questions about staying up late. Number 1, do you often stay up late?
Yes, I often stay up late because I have some sleep problem, and so I cannot get a sleep before midnight every night. So I tend to sleep late in the morning. So I think I'm a night owl.
Mm-hmm. What do you usually do before you go to bed?
I usually have a shower, and then sometimes I read and write, or sometimes I do something in front of my computer, and sometimes I work before I go to bed.
How do you feel the next day after you have stayed up late?
Actually, every day after I stay up late, I feel tired. But fortunately, I start my work at 10 a.m. and sometimes I get lessons that exhausting because I just sleep late at night and also get up late in the morning.
Okay, so, and the last question, do you do anything to help yourself get up early in the morning?
Actually, I did I had some strategies to help myself get up in the morning. The first one is to set an alarm. Sometimes when I have some appointment in the morning, I have to set alarms, and sometimes that is multiple alarms to get me to help me get up in time in the morning. And also, sometimes I just left a shift between the curtains and then to let the light in, and then I could wake up in the morning, and also I drink coffee every day, perhaps.
Okay, Julia. Okay, very good. Okay, excellent. Very good answers generally, Julia. Well done. So in your first two answers, you barely made any mistakes, almost no mistakes, and a lot of good sentences, a lot of good vocabulary. You spoke very clearly and fluently, and you sounded natural. And then, so the first two answers were very good. Then the third one, there was one little problem area in the third one, but it was still pretty good. And then the fourth one was also very good. And but there was also one little thing in the fourth one that I didn't quite understand that I'm going to ask you about. In the fourth answer, you had a good piece of vocabulary, but what you do to help yourself get up in the morning, you said I set an alarm. Very good. And so alarm, that's a good word, and then to set an alarm, that's a good verb and noun combination, so it makes a good collocation. So that was good. Let's see, just in the third answer, there was something that I didn't quite understand. So you said, sometimes, I think you said, sometimes I get lessons, and I think you said the exhausting thing or something like that. I didn't quite follow that part. Did you say something about get lessons, or did I mishear you?
No lessons. I just want to say that because I get up late in the morning, so that could help me to maintain a proper length of sleep, so that lessens my exhaustingness. Exhausted.
Oh, okay. It lessens my exhaustedness. Yeah. Okay, right. Yes. Okay, yeah, okay, good. All right, so I think probably a better way to say that would be it lessens my tiredness.
Yeah.
So yeah, it lessens my tiredness. That would so exhaustedness, that probably is a word, but we rarely use it. So tiredness is a word that we often use. So it lessens my tiredness would be better, and probably there. Okay, and then in the fourth answer, there was also one little thing that I didn't quite understand. It's about what you do with your curtains. You said you put something between the curtains, but I didn't understand what it was. A sift. Okay, I don't know what that is. This might be a new English word for me.
Yes.
So explain to us, what is a sift?
So I think I misused the word. Yes, the gap. I just leave a gap between the two pieces of the clothes with that that is my curtains. So
Okay.
I leave the gap in order to let in the light inside my room. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So it's not a sift. Yeah, it's a gap. And so a sift is a completely different thing. So yeah, okay, that's good. Leave a gap, or as Ella says, leave an opening. Either of those would be fine. Okay. And then just one last thing, Julia. So excuse me. So you said in your second answer, you said I might do something in front of my computer. Do something in front of my computer. So that's not wrong. That's okay. So you're in front of your computer like me now, and you're doing something. So it's not wrong, but it's probably not what a native speaker would say. We probably wouldn't say do something in front of my computer. We'd probably say do something. Anybody know? Do something.
On my computer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Ruby has it right here, and you're right, Julie. Yeah, so it's on. Yeah, do something on one's computer. On one's computer. Yeah. Okay. So that was it, Julia. Well done. Very good answers overall. Thank you very much. Okay. Right. So we've got a few more people waiting, and but I want to remind you guys to put up your hand if you want to get a chance to answer these questions. So 如果你要回答这些 Part 1，今天的 Part 1问题的话，可以现在举手一下。已经有4个人，但是应该有更多人想回答这些问题。Okay, I'm going to give them a few more seconds. Okay, right. So okay, now I'm going to pick somebody at random, and so I'm going to pick number 4.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Hi. What's your name?
My name is Jinky.
Jinky. Okay. Right. Okay. So the same questions for you, Jinky, all about staying up late. So do you often stay up late?
Yes, I often stay up late because I'm a university student and I've got lots of assignments to do. And because this is my final exam period, so I have to prepare a lot of things.
And what do you usually do before you go to bed?
Well, I do a lot of things. First, I need to have a shower, and I need to use some cream facial cream for facial moisture to apply it on my face, and I always read for about half an hour before go to sleep. I think reading is very good way to help me fall asleep.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel the next day after you have stayed up late?
Actually, if I stay up too late, like until 1 or 2 o'clock at night, when I get up, I feel a bad headache and I cannot focus on my task. But if it's until 11 p.m. or 12 p.m. at night, I think I'm totally good on the next day.
Okay. And do you do anything to help yourself get up early in the morning?
Yeah, I have a lot of strategies. First, if I'm at home, I would tell my mom or my dad that I need to get up early in the morning. So sometimes they will call me up and they will remind me. If it's but because I'm now live alone, so I'll set many alarms on my phone, and I won't close my curtains, and I always prepare a cup of coffee, and sometimes I'll take a shower because it makes me help mind feel clear. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, very good, Jinky. Yeah, very good. Well done. Excellent answers overall. So it seems like those answers weren't very difficult, or sorry, those questions weren't very difficult for you. And so it seems like you're at a level where part 1 is probably pretty easy for you, and probably part 3 is probably the only challenging part of the exam for you. So that's good. So you seem to have a very good level of English already, very good pronunciation, very good rhythm throughout your answers. So your pronunciation of words is very accurate. Your pronunciation of sentences is also very accurate. It sounds quite natural, and very good use of words as well. So you really weren't making many mistakes at all. Very few mistakes in your answers overall. So well done. Very good overall. So let's see. Just want to highlight one good thing that Jinky said there in her last answer. So the question was about, does she do anything to help herself get up early in the morning? And she said, I have a lot of strategies. Okay, I have a lot of strategies. Very good, very good. So that's a good piece of vocabulary there. It's like something a native speaker might say. Basically, it means tayo hando banfa. So very good. Well done. You used that correctly. I'm just thinking about one logical thing, actually, and this applies to Julia as well, because you and Julia, I think you both said in the answer to the fourth question, you both said how you drink coffee, and you, Jinky, you said how you take a shower. How you take a shower.
Yes.
So that's not really logical in terms of the answer to the question. So let's look at the question again. Do you do anything to help yourself get up early in the morning? So
yes.
Yeah. So it's not, that's like, those are things that you do after you get up, kind of.
Yes.
So there are things that you could say, if the question was, do you do anything to help yourself to wake up and feel energetic in the morning? Then you could say, you could talk about taking a shower and drinking coffee. But helping you to get up is probably the things like you said, like your alarm. That was a good example. Like what you do about the curtains. That was a good example. Getting your parents to wake you up. Those are all good examples, but probably not the coffee and the shower for this particular question. Okay.
Okay, I see.
Okay, let's see. So in all your 4 answers, there was just kind of hear one word that was slightly mispronounced, slightly mispronounced word. So that was
facial.
Yeah, so you've got to emphasize the first part of the word a little bit more. So it's facial. Yeah, facial. Yeah, and you said facial. I think you said facial cream, so that's good. You could say facial cream, but then you said facial moisture. So you didn't quite get that word right. So it's not moisture. It's
some moistures.
Does anybody know? So it's not moisture or moistures. Anybody know what she's talking about here?
Lotion, right?
Well, no. Yeah, sure. Lotion is another thing. And so Alice is right there. Yeah, Alice. So it's moisturizer.
Oh, moisturizers.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So moisturizer. Okay. And let's see. And then just one other little mistake was in the third one, the third question. So the question was, how do you feel the next day after you have stayed up late? And one time in one of your sentences, you said, I cannot focus on my task. I cannot focus on my task. So there's a couple of little problems there. Any idea what the problem might be, Jinky?
Cannot focus.
Good, exactly. Good. I cannot focus. So that's one. Now, the next thing is, we wouldn't say on my task because, we wouldn't say on my task here.
My jobs or my...
it depends it depends what you're talking about. If you're talking about 你的工作, then we would say, and you're talking about like
work.
So then that would be on my work. So that's what you're talking about. So you could say, if you really, really want to use task, you could say, I can't focus on my work tasks. That would be okay. But a native speaker would probably just say, I can't focus on my work. And then if you're a student and what you can't focus on is 你的学习, well, then obviously you would say, I can't focus on my study. But it sounds like for you, Jinky, it's I can't focus on my work. Okay, but excellent answers overall. Very good quality of English. Well done. So thank you, Jinky. Okay, you're welcome. Right. Okay, I'm going to get maybe 2 more students to answer these questions. So I'm going to pick another student at random, and this time I'm going to go with number 5. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you now. Yeah. What's your name?
I'm Jason.
Hi, Jason. Hello. Good to hear from you. Okay, Jason. So these questions for you, all about getting up, or staying up late. So question number 1: do you often stay up late?
Not really. Sorry. Okay. Not really, because I think sleep is very important, and I pay a lot of attention to my health. So I think I don't often stay up late. But in the past, when I was in university, I often stayed up late.
Yep. What do you usually do before you go to bed?
Well, first, I often take a shower because it's relaxing. Besides, I will dry my hair and read some books. I think reading books can make me peaceful. And sometimes I also do some meditation because meditation can make me calm.
Okay, good. How do you feel the next day after you have stayed up late?
Clearly, I will sleep. Late because I cannot get up early. And besides, I don't feel energetic or fresh. It's for me to focus on my work. And maybe sometimes I feel sleepy. I just want to sleep. Yeah. Okay. I will. I also take a nap in the day.
Okay.
During the day.
Thank you. And do you do anything to help yourself get up early in the morning?
Well, in fact, I tried a lot of things. Like I asked my friends to give me a morning call, and I set an alarm, or I didn't close the curtain. Yeah, but to be honest, these strategies didn't often work.
Okay, thanks, Jason. All right, okay, very good answers overall again. So another student with very few mistakes. So you had a lot of good sentences there, Jason, and not many mistakes, a small number of mistakes. So very good quality answers overall. Let's see, I want to highlight some of the good things Jason said there. So in his first answer, he said, I pay a lot of attention to my health. Okay, so this is a very good sentence, a sentence everybody should learn, I think. Learn a sentence like this, or learn some sentences that are similar to this, because most students, when they want to say something like this, they will say something like, I pay much attention on my health. I pay much attention on my health. But Jason didn't do that. Jason got it right. He said, I pay a lot of attention to my health. So that was very good. Well done. Let's see, another good word. So Jason has been in my classes, in my IELTS classes, so I've already complimented him on these pieces of vocabulary before, but I just want to share them with the rest of the students because they're good pieces of vocabulary. So the next one is meditation. He talked about meditation, and he talked about it accurately and well. So meditation is it's a very popular kind of topic that you'll hear about in the media in Western countries, a lot in the last 5 years or so. So meditation is like 冥想or 打坐. Okay, meditation. So that's a good word that you should probably learn. Even if you don't want to use it, you should learn it so you understand it, because you'll probably hear it a lot if you listen to native speakers speak English. Let's see. So a lot of good things, Jason. Maybe just one little pronunciation mistake that kind of stuck out. I think you probably know how to pronounce this, but just when you were talking, you didn't quite get the whole pronunciation right. So how would you say that?
I used linking. Just now. I said a noun.
Okay, no, that's not linking, Jason. That's just leaving out a word that you need to produce. So you didn't make any sound that represented the N. You still need, so even if you're linking, you still need to make some sound that represents the N in the middle of that phrase. So what you said is like set alarm. So that's not right. It's set an alarm. Set an alarm. So I'm not sure if you can hear the like set set. You didn't pronounce that
Okay.
So do you want to try it again?
The set an alarm.
Yeah, that's better. Okay, set an alarm. Yeah.
Set an alarm.
Okay, that's better. Okay.
Thanks, John.
Okay, right, cool. And the last thing is just about the third question. So let's see. The third question was, how do you feel the next day after you have stayed up late? How do you feel the next day after you have stayed up late? So you said, clearly I will sleep late. Clearly I will sleep late. So sleep late kind of has, it kind of has two meanings. So I think, so what you mean is like, the RTN Hui Han Wan Chi Chuan. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You could say sleep late, but we probably wouldn't say sleep late most of the time. We'd probably say, clearly I will get up late. I will get up late. Because sleep late can also mean Han Wan Shui Jiao. So it's kind of not clear. So to make it more clear, it's best to say, I will get up late. I will get up late. If I sleep late, then I will get up late. Right. Okay. Those are the only things, Jason. So well done. A lot of good stuff there. A lot of good language in your answers. Thank you. All right. I'm going to get one more student, and I'm going to pick at random again. So let's see. Let's go for number 1 this time.
Oh, hi, John.
Hello, Ruby. Hi. Hello. Okay. Cool. So Ruby, same questions. All about getting up or all about staying up late. So do you often stay up late?
Actually, I'm a bit procrastinate, so sometimes I might just what I have done maybe in 10, but I will do it at 11. So after that, sometimes I might stay up late.
What do you usually do before you go to bed?
I have a lot of things to do. At first, I have to take a shower, and I have to wash my hair, and after that I have to use the machine to blow my hair. Also, I have to use some something to just like take care of my skin. So after all this, I might finally get into my bed, and I also have to use my cell phone for surfing the internet to watch the news and play the games.
Okay. How do you feel the next day after you have stayed up late?
Very regretted, because sometimes I might have something to do in the next day, and because of staying out late in the last night, I may have to it might be very hard for me to wake up, and if I just maybe stay on my bed for later than 10 minutes, maybe the whole day schedule may be influenced.
Okay. Do you do anything to help yourself get up early in the morning?
I used to download an app, and it is an alarm app, and this app will set the alarm that has a loud voice, and if I set it in 6 a.m., it might have to sometimes I have to solve out some math problems that I will finally cancel the alarms, or it might keep just having some sounds for many times.
Okay. Thanks, Ruby. Okay. Thank you. All right. So some good things in your answers there, Ruby. Some bad things. Some good things. Some bad things. So your delivery was pretty good. Your pronunciation was pretty good. Fluency was pretty good. And some good vocabulary, but also some mistakes.
Okay.
So let's see. So the first thing. So remember, the worst kind of mistake is when you could say something simple, but you try to say something complex and then you make a mistake. So that's the worst kind of mistake. Everybody needs to avoid those kinds of mistakes. I call these mistakes try hard errors. And Ruby, you had one try-hard error in your first answer. So let's talk about that first. So the question was, yeah, exactly, procrastinate. So that's a good word. That's a good word, but it's not. That wasn't the time to use it. That wasn't the place to use it. So the question was, do you stay up late? And you said, I'm a bit procrastinate. So procrastinate is a verb. So you're not a bit procrastinate.
Okay.
So yeah. How could you say that in a simpler way? So do you often stay up late?
Lazy.
Okay, maybe that's better. Yeah, good. That's better. So yeah, I'm a bit lazy, so I often leave things until the end of the day, and I have a lot of things to do at the end of the day. So that would be good. Let's see. Let me think of another, maybe a simple way. Do you often stay up late? Yes, I tend to have a lot of things to do, or I tend to be busy. I tend to be busy late at night, and so I tend to go to bed late or something like that. Now, a lot of people are writing in different forms of the word procrastinate, and that's true. Yeah, there are many different forms of the word procrastinate. Like, so procrastinate is a verb. Procrastination is the noun. So you could say, I tend to procrastinate. I tend to procrastinate, or I often procrastinate. That would be okay. But again, there's no need for that here. This is such a simple question. All you want to say is that 我晚上有很多事情要做. So that's all you want to say. So there's no need for the word procrastinate here. So there's no need to try and jam it in when it's not necessary.
Okay, got it.
Right. Let's see. In your second answer, so the second answer was what do you usually do before bed? So this was a good answer. You had a lot of good stuff, good language in this answer. And there was one thing so it's just a word that you didn't know. You need to learn this word. So you said, I use the machine to blow my hair. I use the machine to blow my hair. So actually you explained that pretty well, because obviously you don't know the word. So at least you explained it very clearly. But you need to learn this word. So who knows what this word is? So we've already got a few answers. And so one person is saying blow dryer, another person is saying hair dryer, and one person is saying dry. Yeah, so it should probably be dry your hair as opposed to blow your hair. Anyway, the machine is a hair dryer, or maybe a blow dryer. Both of those are probably okay. So basically, you can say you can say it two different ways. You could say I use a hair dryer to dry my hair, or you could just say I dry my hair. Either of those would be okay.
Is it inappropriate to say blow?
Well, it's just wrong. So,
Okay.
You mean like, is it inappropriate as in like rude? Well, you're probably thinking of, if you're thinking that, you're probably thinking of blowjob. Which, yeah, but you didn't say blowjob, so don't worry about that. You just said blow. So it's not inappropriate, but it's just not correct. It's wrong.
Got it.
Let's see. The third question was about how do you feel the next day after you have stayed up late? You just got the wrong form of the word. You said very regretted. Very regretted.
Yeah, regretful.
Very good. Well done. Exactly. Yeah, regretful. I feel very regretful. That's good. Okay. And
when time can I use regretted?
Well, regretted is like regretted is a verb as well. It's the past. So the basic verb is regret. Regret, to regret something.
I want to say regret, but maybe I just 发得很浅 regretted. I just say regret.
Oh, maybe. Okay. I don't know. Anyway, here, the feeling is regretful. What you should have said is regretful, as you said. So regretted is like if we want to use regret, but we talk about the past. So, for example, I regretted that decision that I made last year. Okay. Something like that.
Okay.
Let's see. And then in the last answer, you said, I used to download an app. I used to download an app. So I don't think you mean I used to, no, you definitely don't mean I used to download an app. So there's two things you could say. You could either say, I downloaded an app before, or just I downloaded an app, or you could say, I used to use an app. So if you don't use that app anymore, you might say, I used to use an app. Or if you still use it, you could just say, I downloaded an app. So which is it? Which do you want to say, do you think?
I just want to say I use an app. And
So
I guess maybe download is just equal to use, so I say download.
Yeah, but you said but you said I used to download. I used to download. So that basically means 我以前很习惯下载一个 app. And so that so it's not, you misused used to. So you could say I downloaded an app. 我下载了一个手机应用. You could say that, or if you want to say 我以前用了一个手机应用，但是现在都不用那个应用，那就是 I used to use an app. And if you want to say 我下载了一个 app， 然后每天都用，还是今天还是用，那就是 I downloaded an app and I still use this app, or I use this app to help me to wake up or whatever. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Okay. So we've got to go on to part 2 in a moment. Oh, okay. So yeah, we're going to go on to part 2, but I've got to tell you guys some things. The first thing is, 所以如果你喜欢这些直播课，已经有90个人在这边 CC Talk 看，然后我们好像也在知乎直播。所以如果大家喜欢这些课，然后你想多一点跟我练习你的英语，多一点得到我的帮你准备雅思的意见，那你可以参加我们 Learn with John 小组课。所以每个礼拜都有小组课，一般来说人都是每个礼拜上2次课，2天上课，然后其他天我们也提供作业，所以人都要把自己的语音发给我，然后我会听你的语音，然后我会修改你的语速，然后上课的时候我也会提供很多就是很有价值的帮你提高雅思口语分数的意见。所以如果你想参加那些课的话，你可以加我的微信，就是 Learn with John， 然后联系到 Lin， 然后他会告诉你如何参加那些课。Okay, right, so let's move on to a challenge. So we've already done one challenge. We're going to do challenge number 2. So our topic for part 2 today is all about pollution. So here I'm going to send you guys a series of words. So I've already sent you guys a series of words, and some of these words are related to pollution. Some of these words are not related to pollution. All you have to do is find which of these words are related to pollution. 所以我刚刚给大家发一个消息，在那个消息就有1、2、3、4、5、6、7，有7个词，7个英语单词，然后有一些跟污染有关系，有一些跟污染没有关系，所以你们要找出那些跟污染有关系的词，有几个。Okay, so we've got already got some answers. So one person just says 1. So there's more than one. There's more than one. I can promise you that. And one person has 3. Maybe it's 3. Let me see. Yes, I think one person has it right already. Yes, well done. Okay. Sorry, what that you can say sure. So Owen. No, Busher, Owen 说 Hayes， 因为 Hayes 不是，那个人 excited 好像就是Jason， 他说 pollution, smog and litter. Yes, Jason, yes, smog. So smog is related to pollution. Bad weather is not related to pollution, Mist is not related to pollution. It's a natural thing. Litter, yes, that is related to pollution. Fog, not related to pollution. Well done. Climate change. Yes. Oh no. Oh, so Jason, you missed one. Sorry. So let's see. Did anybody get this? So there should be 3. No. No. 我刚刚几乎已经告诉你们正确的回答。Climate change. Yes, Julia. I think Julia, you got it right. Okay, Julia says smog, litter, climate change. Smog, litter, climate change. So yes, Julia is correct. So again, smog is related to pollution, litter is related to pollution, climate change is related to pollution. The other ones are not really related to pollution. The other ones are not really related to pollution in English. Okay, in the English language, they're not really. Sorry, I said the wrong thing. Yeah, so I should send you the translations. 1 second. Okay, so there's the basic translations of these words. 所以很多雅思考上的问题就是每一次谈到在写作或者在口语考试的时候谈到污染或者拿到一个跟污染有关的话题，他们会错用很多跟污染没有关系的单词，比如说他们会用 mist 或者 fog， 然后那个就不是那两个词跟污染没有关系。他们应该用的就是 smog 是最好的，或者也许如果你说 like fog that was created by air pollution， 那样可以，但是很多人就如果他们想说比如说我老家空气污染很严重，很多学生会说There's a lot of fog in my hometown. There's a lot of fog in my hometown. 那是另外一个意思，绝对是另外一个意思。所以Alice is asking, is haze a natural phenomenon? Yes, haze is a natural phenomenon. 所以 haze 就是像phenomenon. 所以 haze 就是像 mist 和 fog 一样。所以如果他们特别说是，比如说 haze that was created by air pollution。那是可以的，那很明显，因为他直接说那个 haze 就是跟空气污染有关系，但是一般来说 haze 跟污染没有关系，所以如果你说that city has a lot of haze， 人们不会理解你的意思就是那个城市空气污染很严重。Okay? So anyway, some of these， 所以一些这些单词是自然的现象 ，smog。Bad weather, mist, fog 自然的现象，跟污染没有关系。但是还有 litter, smog， 所以 smog 我刚刚说了 smog 是自然的现象，smog 不是，所以 smog 就是跟污染有关系。litter 很明显跟污染有关系 ，climate change 也是跟污染有关系。所以那就是正确的答案。OK。所以我们今天要练习的 Part 2话题就是跟污染有关系。All right, so here is our Part 2 topic. Describe a place you have visited that has been affected by pollution. Describe a place you have visited that has been affected by pollution. OK， 大家有1分钟的时间来准备这个话题。你们准备的时间现在开始。OK， 时间到了。所以回答第一个正确的回答那个第二个挑战的学生就是 Julia， 所以 Julia， 如果你要回答这个 Part 2， 你可以举手一下。他已经举手了。所以第一个学生就是 Julia。So Julia, please tell us about A place you have visited that has been affected by pollution.
Yes, I would like to talk about Beijing, a city that I studied when I was at university. Actually, this place is not a place that I visit, but I studied there. I studied there in 2009, from 2009 to 2013. These years, the air pollution problem in Beijing was so severe, and so there was thick smog, especially in winters during these days. And I still remember that when I was about to earn my bachelor degree, and at that time I used to work in a lab, and every day on the way I walk to the lab, and I could hardly see anything on the road because the smog was so thick. I guess the severity of the problem was most likely be generated by industry or vehicle gases that emitted from the cars or buses on the road. And after these years, I guess the governments of the city, they have imposed a lot of restrictions on cars, to restrict the last number of the yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Well done. Okay, I'm just writing down one or two things, Julia. Just give me 1 second. Cool. Okay. Well done, Julia. Pretty good answer overall. Pretty good. Well done. So you said some good things in your answer that I want to share with everybody, and the other students can learn them. So one time you said the severity of the problem. Well done. That's a good collocation. So a problem can be severe, and then the severity, that's like the noun form of the word severe, of the adjective severe. So well done. You used that quite well. And let's see. And also you talked about the in Beijing. You said they have imposed a lot of restrictions. Very good. Very good. So restrictions, that's a good word. And then the correct verb to go with that is to impose restrictions. And you had the grammar of that sentence very correct as well. So you said they have imposed a lot of restrictions. So these are good collocations for everybody to learn. So that's why I'm sharing them with everybody. So well done, Julia. A lot of good things in your answer. Let's see. So I'm going to talk about two corrections. So the first one was at the beginning. You said I'm going to talk about Beijing. You said a city that I studied when I was at university.
A study when I finished my university study, or
no. Well, so if you say it the way you said it, so you said I'm going to talk about Beijing, a city that I studied when I was at university. So that basically means Beijing 那就是我学习的一个我上大学的时候学习的一个城市。So you didn't study Beijing.
I studied in Beijing.
Okay, good. Okay, so then what would be the full sentence?
A city that I studied in at my university.
When I was at university is fine. Yeah, good. A city that I studied in when I was at university. And Owen has another good idea. And so, as he said, you could also say, I'm going to talk about Beijing, a city where I studied when I was at university. A city where I studied when I was at university. Okay. And the other thing, you were talking about Beijing. You said the governments of the city imposed a lot of restrictions. So it's not the government of Beijing.
The government.
Exactly, yeah, the government. So you had an unnecessary S there. Okay, but otherwise, a good answer, Julia. Not many mistakes in your answer. A lot of good sentences in your answer. So well done. Thank you. All right, I'm going to get another student now. Let's see. So I'll pick a random person again. So I'm going to go for number 2 this time.
Hello, good evening, teacher.
Hi. What's your name?
My name is Han. I'm in Tianjin, China.
Okay, Han. Okay, cool. Okay, Han. So when you're ready, tell us about a place that you have visited that was affected by pollution.
Okay, I can say something in brief. The city I went to is Datong in Shanxi province. I went there together with my family members about 2 years ago, and the air pollution there is very serious, especially in wintertime. Because 2 years ago there was no any coronavirus, so many people wear masks in order to prevent the bad air from getting their breathe system. So I think the main reason the severe pollution due to the local mining of coal enterprises. They dig because in Datong, Shanxi province, there are a lot of coal underground, and some not only big enterprises with good equipment, but also some small enterprises and the company dig the local coal secretly without any pollution protection. So
Thank you, Han. Thank you. Okay, not bad, Han, not bad. So the story that you told was a good story. It was appropriate and it was logical, and you explained it pretty well. You explained why that city has pollution problems, and it was a city that you visited. You said when you visited it. So the whole basic idea of the answer was pretty good. Also, you had some good sentences in your answer, and you had some reasonably good vocabulary. So overall, it was not bad. There's a couple of things that you need to change in your answer. So first of all, 2 pronunciation mistakes that you need to, these are kind of important, so you need to learn these. So the first one is this one. So what you're saying is, yeah, you're not saying that right. So you're saying air, and it should be air. Air.
Yeah, sorry, exactly. Air. Okay, got it.
Exactly. So air pollution. And then the other one is this one.
Coronavirus. Coronavirus.
So you're not hitting the R sound at all. So it should be corona. Sorry,
yeah. Coronavirus. Got it. Coronavirus.
Yeah. Again, so there's 2 R's, right? There's one in corona, and there's one in virus, and you're not hitting either of them.
Virus.
So, yeah, coronavirus.
Thanks.
So yeah, you're almost there. Hong, tell me a little bit about what you do to study. Do you do a lot of reading, or do you do a lot of listening, or do you do both?
Yes, normally in my spare time, I did both. I do both reading and listening in order to improve my English.
And what do you read and what do you listen to usually?
Sometimes I read some English materials, such as China Daily newspaper, and I got the updated news happened worldwide every day, to enlarge my vocabularies and also increase my reading skills.
What do you read and what do you listen to every day? So you just told me China Daily. Anything else?
Some other books maybe, and especially I think some health materials, health articles, which I would like to read.
What do you listen to?
Listen, sometimes I can watch some English program from China Central Television, China Channel 9, and I practice my listening comprehension.
Okay, right. So 2 pieces of advice, Hong. 1, more listening. Okay, that if the amount of reading that you do is a lot higher than the amount of listening,
Yes.
there's going to be a lot of words that you've seen but that you haven't heard enough, so you're kind of guessing how to pronounce them. So you need to do more listening. 2, that's
Yes.
first piece of advice. Second piece of advice, stop listening to and reading only like stuff from China Daily and CGTV or CCTV or whatever stuff. Do you have a
Why?
VPN? Well, a few reasons. 1, a lot of it is Chinese content translated into English. 2,
Yes.
some of it is not content written by native speakers. A lot of it is content written by native speakers. That's true. 3, some of it is content, so it's English spoken by non-native speakers. So sometimes it's Chinese people who have a very good level of English, but they're still not native speakers. And sometimes it's Chinese people who don't actually have a very good level of English. They've just got an average level of English. That's 3. 4, you're saying that you're getting the news of what's happening around the world. And no, you're not getting the news that's happening around the world from CGTV or from China Daily. You're getting some things that are happening in the world, and then all the stuff that the government of China wants you to know about the world, okay? So you're not really getting the news, okay? And so there's a lot of things in the world that you can study. And so I don't see why you would just choose stuff that's in your own country. You know, China is not an English-speaking country, so
No.
it's better to get stuff from
Native speaker.
country. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I'd say start using a VPN and do a lot more listening. There are 2 pieces of advice. Okay, let's see. So the last thing about your answer. So going back to your part 2 answer.
Yes, please.
You said, so just the start of your answer. So in your first sentence, you said, I can say something brief.
In brief.
So no, that's fine. The grammar is fine. That's a fine.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with the statement. It's just not an appropriate way to start your part 2 answer, because it's like you're saying to the examiner, 我要决定我要说这么多，然后我不要说很多。But it's not your choice, Han. It's not your choice. It's not you who decides. It's the examiner who decides whether you're going to say something brief or something long. So it's not for you to say, I'm going to say something brief. It's not your choice. So that's not an appropriate way to begin your part 2 answer. Because in your part 2 answer, you've got to talk for 2 minutes. So you're saying, like, you're basically saying, 我在这边不要说很多, but it's not, you know, 这不是你可以决定的事情. So I'm going to ask you, so perhaps you haven't seen this, Han, but I've got a video on Zhihu and on Bilibili where I explain the only thing you should say at the beginning of part 2. So there's a specific way I recommend that you start every part 2 answer in the exam. So I think somebody at home might know what this is. 所以大家知道吗？我如何推荐每一个考生都开始他们 part 2的回答？有1、2句话，只要学习这2句话其中的一个。Yeah, Ruby 知道，所以 Jason 也知道。I'm going to talk about. So here it's, I'm going to talk about a place that I visited that was affected by pollution. That's perfect. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. That's completely natural. I'm going to talk about a place that I visited that was affected by pollution. Okay, so just get into the habit of saying that at the beginning of your part 2 answers, Ham. That would be better. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay,
talk to you.
Thank you very much, teacher. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Yeah, bye. Okay, thanks. Okay, right, I'm going to get 1 or 2 more students. So let me pick somebody at random again. I'm going to go with number 3. Okay. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, I can hear you. Yeah, what's your name?
Okay, yes, my name is, you can just call me Gong.
So you don't have a name in English?
No, I don't have a name in English.
Okay, so Gong and Hang as well. Both of you, choose an English name, right? Get an English name. If you want to know why, again, go to my Bilibili. I've got one or two, or at least 2 videos where I talk about why everybody who's studying English should have an English name. Go and watch those videos. I'm not going to explain it now, but please go and watch those videos. Anyway, Gong, so tell us about this place that you visited that was affected by pollution.
Okay. The place I want to describe to you is Wuhan, and I live in Wuhan. Wuhan have changed a lot these days, and when I was young, the sky was blue. When I raise my head, I can see the cloud floating in the air. But these days, the quality of the air in Wuhan became very severe. I think because I have the rhinitis, so whenever I walk on the street or hang out with my friend, so suddenly I will sneeze because the air I breathe in. I think I'm consider the reason caused the the pollution is the urban construction. There is about 20 subway lines in Wuhan. So during the subway construction, there is without any prevention, the air and the dust just go up into the airs. So that's make the air become very worse. So the air quality became worse and worse. Although the transportation is become very convenient these days, but the
Thank you.
quality
Okay, thank you, Gong. Okay, okay, Gong. So some good things and some bad things about your answer. So the good things were you had some good sentences in there. So you had some sentences that didn't have mistakes. So that was good. Most of your sentences did have some mistakes, but also some of your sentences didn't have. So that was the good thing. Let's see. Now the main thing you need to change is, so let's look back at the question. So the topic was describe a place you have visited that has been affected by pollution. Describe a place that you have visited that has been affected by pollution. So Gong, you could talk about any place in the world,
Okay.
another country, another city, another town, any place in the whole world. There's just one place you can't talk about, and that's the place you talked about, which is Wuhan, because you live in Wuhan. Were you born in Wuhan, Gong?
Yes, I'm born in Wuhan.
So yeah, so that's the only place you can talk about for this topic. So again, it's a place you visited. So you can't really visit the place where you were born and where you live. I suppose if you moved away and then you came back, you could visit your hometown. I suppose that would be okay. But anyway, the point is, there's only one place in the world you can't talk about when you answer this question, Gong, and that's Wuhan. You can't talk about your hometown because it's not a place that is affected by pollution. If it was that topic, then you could talk about your hometown, but it's a place you have visited. That is affected by pollution. So that's not Wuhan for you. So that was so talk about a different place. That's one thing. Then just a couple of corrections. You said the quality of the air became very severe. The quality of the air became very severe. So those words don't match. Quality and severe don't match. So what could we say about the air? The quality of the air became very
bad. Just bad.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just bad. Yeah. So it's good quality, bad quality. Those are the qualifications. Is the quality of something good or is the quality of something bad? So here in this example, it should be the quality of the air became very bad. And then another time, you said that make the air become very worse. That make the air become very worse. And so there's a couple of mistakes there.
I'm not sure.
Okay. Anybody know? Maybe somebody at home knows how we could say this correctly. So Jason says that made the air worse. Yeah, that's pretty good, Jason. Yeah, that's pretty right. So you could say that made the air become worse. That made the air become worse. Or you could say maybe that made the air become much worse. That made the air become much worse. Yeah. Somebody else is saying that made the air become worse than before. Yeah, the air became worse than before. That would be okay as well. Okay. Yeah, so that's the main point. Jason is saying become is overabundant. I don't know what you're talking about there, but anyway, your previous sentence was correct. Alice is saying that worsened. So yeah, if you use the past tense, that worsened the air. That worsened the air. That would be okay as well. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, Gong. Thank you for your answers. So some good language in your answers. Also, thank you. Cool. Okay. So right, we're going to get. No, we're running out of time. So we've got to move on to part 3. So let's see. So let's do our third challenge of the day before we start part 3. So third challenge, very simple, very simple. So here is the challenge. And remember, the first person to answer this challenge correctly can be the first person to answer our part 3 question. So here is our third challenge. So it's very simple. Think of 4 different types of pollution. So think of 4 different types of pollution. Write me the names of 4 different types of pollution. 所以很简单，只要想到4个不同类型的污染，英语的4个不同类型的污染。Okay. So some of them are pretty obvious. I think everybody will probably think of 3, and then might have some trouble thinking of number 4, but because they're in. I went and looked this up on Google, and apparently there are 7. Apparently there are 7 different types of pollution in total. So let's see: sherry, air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, sound pollution. I guess that's probably true. I'm not sure soil pollution. I just don't think we would say soil pollution. And then sound pollution, there's probably another way we'd say that instead of sound pollution. So Jason says noise pollution, air pollution, water pollution, light pollution. Okay, pretty good. Well done, Jason. Yeah, I'm going to accept that as the first correct answer. Julia, air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, sound pollution. Yeah, again, I'm not sure about soil pollution, if we would say it like that. And also, instead of sound pollution, we would say, as Jason said, noise pollution. We'd probably say noise pollution rather than sound pollution. Somebody else, air pollution, water pollution, light pollution, soil pollution. Ruby, air pollution, light pollution, noise pollution, water pollution. Yes, well done, Ruby. That's correct. What's that? Let's see, litter, air pollution, global warming. Sorry, we can't really say global warming is a type of pollution. Oh yeah, somebody asked me a question about global warming as well. What was the question? I think somebody asked me the question: how are global warming and pollution linked? Sorry, it was how are climate change and pollution linked? Somebody asked me that question: how are climate change and pollution linked? Well, it's pretty simple. A lot of people believe, and I believe, and I think most people believe, that pollution is one of the main things that causes climate change, or is one of the things that causes climate change. So a lot of people believe that climate change and pollution are linked, and yeah, I believe that as well. Okay, anyway, the first person to get the third challenge question right is Jason. Okay, I was just trying to send you the answers, but I accidentally deleted the answers. So I'm going to write the different types. Air pollution, ground pollution, air pollution, ground pollution. So some people were saying soil pollution, and ground pollution is probably more accurate, but soil pollution is probably the same. Noise pollution. Noise pollution. And then we could say like garbage, I guess. Garbage or rubbish or litter, I would have accepted any of those. Light pollution. Light pollution is another one. And then we could say like radioactive pollution. Radioactive pollution, or another word for radioactive pollution is like nuclear waste. Nuclear waste. And there might be 1 or 2 more. If you're really, really interested, then just go and Google it, and you can find out all the different kinds of pollution. Okay. So, right, we'll move on to part 3 in a moment. 但是还有一件事情我要提醒大家，就是OK， 所以如果你在上这节课呢，就应该意味着你要准备你的雅思考试，然后雅思考试的一部分就是写作，所以我现在就要谈论我的一个帮助学生准备 写作课程的产品，那就是步步水课程。所以如果你不知道如何安排你的小作文回答，或者你不知道如何安排你的大作文回答，或者你都不知道你的雅思作文每一句话或者平均的一句话应该有多少个单词，或者你不知道如何开始你的 Part 1 或Task 1或者 Task 2，你不知道如何谈论那些在Task 1的图表出现的不同数据的话，那我真的推荐你们上那个步步水课程，因为这个步步水课程就是教人如何安排你的Task 1雅思写作 Task 1，你的雅思写作 Task 2大作文和小作文。然后我已经看了很多学生，他们学了步步水之前给我发了一篇作文，然后花费1个月参加步步水课程，然后再给我发一篇作文，然后作文的分数区别很大。所以这个如果你不知道如何安排一个雅思作文的话，然后你上这个步步水的课程，你的写作分数应该肯定会提高，因为有一些很简单的但是很重要的关于如何安排一个小作文或者大作文的回答的知识，人人都应该知道，然后你在那个课程就可以学会，就是步步水课程 ，OK， 然后就可以在这边 CC Talk 上那个课程。Alright, so let's begin with let's see. So let's begin with Jason, because Jason was the one who answered the test or the third challenge correctly. So Jason, I'm going to ask you some questions about pollution in general. All right. Okay, Jason. So first question. In general, do you expect the problem of pollution to get better or worse in the next 20 years?
Well, I think in the next 20 years, the pollution is going to be worse because first there are more and more cars on the road because more people can buy their own cars. Besides, I think a lot of cars can produce a lot of emissions, and there are a lot of there are more factories in the world, and this also can produce waste. So I think this may lead to more waste, and it's hard to dispose of. So now governments ask people to recycle, but recycling doesn't work too much.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So it's probably true what you said, that in the world in general, the pollution problem is going to get worse in the next 20 years. But do you think that in some countries, the pollution problem might get better in some countries of the world?
Yeah, sure. Because in some countries, they recycle waste as much as possible, and they try to separate waste. And in some countries, people try to reuse bags, and they hardly ever buy any plastic bags. So the pollution is the environment is better than other countries. Besides, because of technology, some countries will tackle these problems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. What about technology? So do you think that the invention of new technology generally makes the pollution problem better or worse?
Well, I think technology can make the pollution better because technology can improve a lot of problems, and technology cannot produce any waste in general, like computers. So I think, generally speaking, technology can solve our problems more than create problems. So I think in the long run, technology can help people solve pollution problems.
Okay. Do you think that everybody is going to be driving electric cars in the future?
I don't think so. Because I mean, general, I think more people will drive electrical cars. But you know, some people like other kinds of cars. So they are not willing to drive electrical cars for some reasons. For example, they may think electrical cars are not so cool, and they are not so fast. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Jason. All right, very good, Jason. Very good again. So a lot of good quality answers there. Your answers made sense. You understood the questions. You gave a lot of detail in your answers. You produced a lot of error-free sentences. Very, very many error-free sentences. Your rate of errors was very low, and so very good quality answers overall. I'm going to write some of the good things that Jason said there so that the other students can learn them. And so let's see. In one question, you said reuse bags. A lot of people reuse bags. And that's a good piece of vocabulary there. And another time you said they hardly, just after that you said they hardly ever buy plastic bags. Good sentence there, because most students would say they hardly buy plastic bags, whereas actually the most correct way is what you said, they hardly ever buy plastic bags. Most students forget about that ever in hardly ever. And so that was good. So a lot of good things, not many mistakes at all, Jason. And so I almost couldn't find any mistakes in your first couple of answers. And then just in your last one, there was a couple of little tiny things. For example, you said electrical cars. Actually, we'd usually say not electrical, but oh, that's a good one. That's a good one as well. But we'd usually say electric cars.
Okay.
Okay. And then, so you said you were given the reasons why some people don't want to drive electric cars, and you said some people think they're not so cool. So that's good. As you know, Jason, I'm always trying to get people to use the word cool because native speakers use it a lot. But your pronunciation of cool wasn't quite right. So I think you said, what you said sounded more like cool. So just be a little bit careful with the pronunciation of the word cool. So it's like cool. Yeah. And that was the only other important thing. Okay, Jason, very good job. Thank you. So I'm going to go and you're welcome. Right. I'll get another student now. So I'm going to go right to the first person waiting, who's Coulson. Coulson, you've been waiting a long time and you haven't spoken yet. So I'm going to give you a chance. Hello, Coulson.
Hi, John.
Cool. Okay. Right. So, yeah, I can hear you. Okay. Cool. All right. So, Coulson, first question for you. So, why do you think some people don't care about pollution at all?
I think there are several reasons for this, because and for some people who don't care about the pollution, because they have other things like money or ecology. Maybe in some country, the main issues they need to care about is ecology instead of environment. Yeah, maybe it's a reason that people wouldn't like to care about the pollution.
Okay, so is there anything that governments could do to make people care about pollution more?
Government can conduct some rules or laws that to expect people to do something that is eco-friend. That is eco-friend. Yeah, and like people, like government can encourage people to do some recycle in their daily life, like recycling of plastic bags or something like this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And apart from air pollution, what other kinds of pollution do people who live in cities have to deal with?
Can you repeat the question again?
Yeah. So apart from air pollution, what other types of pollution do cities have these days?
Except the air pollution, I think the noise pollution is increasingly serious these days, because there are many cars on the road, and there are many construction area. Then and there are some building that is built, and some noise from this place. Some noise from this place. Yeah, so I think noise pollution is other pollution in city.
Yeah. So how does noise pollution affect people's health?
Because for example, if people want to go to bed or go sleep, and noisy can't if it's very noisy, they can't fall asleep easily. Yeah, I think it's a main problem. Yeah.
Thank you, Coulson. Okay, thank you. All right. Okay, Coulson. So some good things and some bad things in your answer. So the last answer was pretty good. So you had some good sentences in that last answer, and so you had some good vocabulary throughout your answers at different times. There was a few logical problems though with your answers. And the first one was with the first question. So the question was, why do some people not care about pollution? Why do some people not care about pollution? You said, so in your answer, you kept using the word ecology. Ecology. You said people just care about ecology, they don't care about pollution. I don't think you mean ecology.
Ecology is a subject.
Yeah. So why do people care about it? I don't think people care about ecology. Why do you think people care about ecology?
I think because I think in some area, in some it's poor than
right. So you're definitely getting that mixed up with another word, and Jason and Ruby have identified the other word that so you get ecology mixed up with economy. So so you could say some people don't care about pollution because they just care about money. I think that would be better. Just say some people don't care about pollution because they just care about money. Now, if you want to use economy, then you could say some people don't care about pollution, they just care about the economy. You've got to say the economy. But I don't think that's really what you mean. I think what you mean is money. Because if you say they just care about the economy, that means 他们唯一在乎的事情就是国家的经济，就是这个国家的经济。因为 when we talk about the economy in English, we're generally talking about 哪一个国，就是我的国家或者你的国家或者什么什么国家的经济。And so I think the word you're trying to use there is definitely not ecology. Kind of might be the economy, but I think really what you're saying is money. People just care about money.
I see.
Okay. All right, cool. So let's see. And then a little logical problem in the third question. So the third question was, apart from air pollution, what other types of pollution do modern cities have, or what other types of pollution do people who live in are people who live in modern cities faced with? So you just talked about one, which was noise pollution. That's good, but the question was, what other types? So it's more than one. You've got to give more than one answer. So noise pollution was a good example, but you should have given other answers. So those are the main kind of logical problems in your answers. in your second answer, you said governments should conduct some rules or laws. Conduct some rules or laws. So conduct is not the right verb there. I wonder, does anybody know what the right verb is for rules? So rules or laws. So Jason is very fast again. Well done, Jason. So yeah, adopt some laws, adopt some rules, introduce some rules. Well done, Julia. Very good, Lee. Well done. Implement rules. So any of these verbs would be good for rules or laws. So implement some laws, introduce some laws, adopt some laws. Those would all be good. Okay. And then the last thing, Coulson. So in the same question, your second question, your second answer. So you use this. You use the phrase eco-friend. Eco-friend. So it's not eco-friend. It should be
Friendly.
Eco-friendly. Exactly. Yeah. Eco-friendly. That would be right. Yeah. Thanks, Coulson. Okay, that was it for you. Thank you. Right. So let's see. Some other people have asked. So somebody's saying, can you say set up laws? No, we wouldn't really say set up laws. Can we say come out laws? No, we wouldn't say come out laws. No. Somebody's saying, what else? Enforce. Yeah, you could say enforce laws. Yeah, that would be. That's a collocation as well, but probably enforce is a slightly different meaning. So the best ones are the ones that you guys already said. So like implement some laws, introduce some laws, adopt some laws. Those would probably be better. Okay. Carry out laws. No, you can't say carry out laws either. No, sorry. Okay. Let's see. So we've got a lot of people with hands up. So I'm going to try and pick another one or two students and go with somebody at random. Number 13, who is Lee. Hello, Lee.
Hello.
Can you hear me? Hi.
Yeah.
Hello, Lee. Hi. Okay, cool. I can hear you. That's great. So, okay, Lee, your first question. So do you think that the problem of pollution is going to get better or worse in the next 20 years?
I guess the environment will be better than now because the economy of countries are increasing significantly, and people will pay more attention to the environment. And I think nowadays many people whose environmental awareness have been increased a lot. So I guess it will be better in the future.
Okay. And so do you think that it's going to be better in most countries or just in some countries?
I guess in some countries, especially for those developed countries, because like, in the past 10 years, take China as an example, our government put a lot of money into factories. They want to boost the economy of our country to increase the life standards of people, but they ignore the environment issue. That was not the correct time to pay attention to this issue, because people's life is much important, and what was more important.
Okay. And so why do you think some people just don't care about pollution at all?
I think for one reason, those people who don't care about the environmental issue because they live in a less polluted area, or like in the countryside, they care nothing about the pollution in the city, and for some people, maybe they just care about their own life, like they want to earn more money and they don't want to pay attention to the environment.
Okay, thanks, Lee. All right, very good answers overall, very good. So intelligent answers, those are really intelligent answers. So you really thoroughly answered the questions, and all of what you said made sense. It was all very logical, and you had some good vocabulary, a lot of good vocabulary in your answers, and you were able to put together sentences that were fully grammatically correct. So overall, very good quality answers in general. All right, just a couple of corrections maybe. So in your first one, So a little bit of a grammar mistake in this sentence. In the first answer, you said, as the economy of countries are increasing. As the economy, so there's a little grammar mistake and a little vocabulary mistake. So first, let's talk about the vocabulary mistake. We probably wouldn't say an economy increases. An economy increases. What's another word that might go with economy instead of increases?
Prosper.
Prospers. Okay, maybe. Yeah, maybe. So as an economy prospers. So Ruby is saying as an economy develops. Okay, that's not bad as well. There's another, a better one though. I think a better one for that goes with economy. I wonder, can anybody think of it? So Jason is saying gets better. Not bad. Yeah, you could say as the economy. Yeah, that's good actually. Yeah, you could say the economy of the country gets better. But the other Jason Tung, that's the best one. Yes, as an economy improves. So it's usually to improve an economy as an economy improves. That's the collocation for economy generally. Okay. Let's see. And then, so in your second answer, you said, oh yeah, so here you did use improve and you used it, oh sorry, and then, sorry, to go back to that sentence. So you said, as the economy of countries are in, so you said increasing. So it should be, as countries' economies are improving. As countries' economies are improving. Or you could say, as the economies of countries are improving. So as the economies of countries are improving, or you could say, as countries' economies are improving. That would be grammatically correct. In the second answer, so in this sentence, you did use improve, and you used it correctly. You said, so improve the life standards of people. And so that's good use of improve, but it's not the life standards. We wouldn't say life standards. Does anybody know what we might say? Not life standards. It's almost right, but it's not quite right. Yes, Jason, again, very good, Jason. Again, I shouldn't ask, I shouldn't say, does anybody know? I should say, Jason, do you know? Because Jason is getting all these. So improve the standard of living, or maybe standards of living. Yes, and he's also saying improve the quality of life. That's good as well. Yeah, but for this particular example, I think standards of living is best. To improve the standards of living of a country. Okay, let's see. And then the last thing. So this one was not. I'm not even sure if it's a mistake really, but I think there's probably a better way to say this. So you said they care nothing about. Yeah, they care nothing about the pollution. So there's probably a better way that we could say that. So anybody have an idea? Or Lee, do you have an idea of another way you could say that? You probably wouldn't say they care nothing about.
They don't care about pollution.
Very good. Yeah, they don't care about pollution. They don't care about pollution. And what if you really wanted to emphasize, 他们一点都不在乎污染.
They don't care. They don't care about pollution at all.
Exactly, Lee. Exactly. Very good. Okay. That's all for you, Lee. Well done. Thank you. Very good answers. Good job. You're welcome. Okay, guys. We're almost out of time. So one last student, and we've got 11 people waiting. So I don't know who to pick. I'm going to go for number 7, who is Vera. So Vera, I'm just turning on your microphone. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. Hello.
Hey, John, can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly.
Okay.
I can hear you clearly. Very good. Okay, cool. All right. So, Vera, do you think that the invention of new technology generally makes the problem of pollution better or worse?
I think technology will make the pollution problem be solved. Like we can use those technology to supervise the noise pollution, so that our government can manage this. And yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, apart from air pollution, what other types of pollution do we have in modern cities these days?
these days we also have noise pollutions and light pollutions. In like in modern city, the noise pollution is quite severe because of those road constructions, and and also we have some like light pollution. Because now.
In what way does light pollution affect people's lives?
Light pollutions may affect our sleep quality, and because of those light pollution at night, those animals in the deep sea may also suffer from some problems.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's see. Okay, I'll think of one more question. So, how do you think governments can make their populations care more about the environment and care more about pollution?
Our government may educate may enact some programs like they can educate our students, and also they can promote it by using some like public advertisement. Yes.
All right. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Vera. All right. Okay. So not bad, but one big problem, Vera, is that you're not giving enough information in your answer. So in the first question was, does the invention of technology generally improve or worsen the pollution problem? And you just gave one example. I think you said something about how technology can control noise pollution or something like that, and then you didn't really give any other example. You just kind of stopped. And there in that last answer as well, you didn't really give much information and you just kind of stopped after about 20 seconds. So you've got to go a bit deeper with your answers and give a bit more information with your answers, and just don't stop. Just even if you can't think of anything to say in the moment, just take a breath and think about it for a few seconds, and then you'll think of something else to say that can kind of continue your answer a bit more. And so you need to give a bit more information in your answers generally. So let's see. So one pronunciation thing. So you said this word in two different ways. And so sometimes you were saying technology, and sometimes you were saying technology, and just one of them is right. So which one is right, Vera? Is it the first one or the second one?
Technology. The first one.
Okay, so say it. Which one? Which one is right?
Technology.
That's the second one. That's the second one. So, so the first one is right, but the first one is technology. Technology. Don't forget that G.
Oh, technology.
Yeah. So I think you're getting this word. You're getting technology mixed up with this word.
Okay. Thank you.
So remember, those two words are not linked in any way. So there's no real link between technology and knowledge. They're two completely different words. So remember that. Remember, Jishu has an E at the end. Technology. That's one thing. And next point. You kept saying our government. So none of these questions are about your government there. So any question that, like the last question was, what can governments do to make people care about the environment? So that's not what can your government do. That's just what governments. So basically, when you hear like governments, that means 世界上的所有政府. And then you were answering that question by saying, 我们政府应该做什么什么事情，然后 and then you said our country's students or something like that. And so again, this is not about your country. It's just government. So it's like 世界上的所有政府. all these questions in part 3, they're not about China. They're not about your country.
Okay.
Unless sometimes the question will actually say in your country. So what can people in your country do to solve the pollution problem? Then of course, then it's about China. But if it doesn't say in your country, then it's not about your country. It's about the world in general. And let's see, and let's see, and then a couple of times with pollution. So you said noise pollutions and light pollution. So remember, pollution is uncountable. It's uncountable. So it's just, so there's no such thing as pollutions. It's just pollution, noise pollution, light pollution. Okay. And then you had a good thing actually in, I think it was your third answer. This is a good piece of vocabulary. You said light pollution can affect our sleep quality. Very good. That was good. So that was a good piece of vocabulary there in your third answer. So some good things in your answers, Vera, and some things you need to learn. All right. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, John.
Okay. See you next time. All right. Okay, guys. 我们已经上课几乎2个小时，所以马上就要下课。要提醒大家，如果你想多听我的关于外语学习的意见，然后你想我直接帮助你提高你的口语，可以来参加我们Learn with John 雅思小组课，还有我的 Part 2 花班，所以9月份出版的所有25个 Part 2 花班，我都录制自己用英语自发的回答这些 Part 2 话题，然后我们也把那些语言变成文本，所以你可以边听边读，然后在你屏幕上的那个小书包里有很多我做的就是关于外语学习和准备雅思的课程，我特别推荐快速学会外语那个视频课程，如果你不知道，你基本上就不知道如何学习一门外语，你真的应该上那个快速学会外语课程。那样的话，你就可以在1-2年，最多3年之内学会任何一门外语。OK， 谢谢大家参加今天的课。我们下个礼拜4也会有一个雅思直播课，然后不要忘记给今天的这个直播评价，请给我们5分。OK， thanks guys. Thanks for coming to today's class. See you again next week. Bye.